students. Today we will begin Unit 2 and this is Lecture 1 of Unit 2, Modifying Language with Approximates and Intensifiers. I know some students have problems with the previous lectures, so I'm preparing a video for you and we will talk about all our problems. The way you have intimated and you have told me, we will deal with them one by one. Now let us come back to modifying language with approximates and intensifiers. Now we use approximates such as nearly, around, about, roughly, almost to make statistics and data clearer. It means that in that data there is not much of a difference, or more or less they are same. For example, the Nile is roughly as long as the Amazon. Now that means the Amazon river is almost nearly or approximately as long as the river Nile. There is not much of a difference. So we can use any of these words. Sentence number 2. Jane is about as tall as me. So she might be a centimeter less or centimeter more. Just a little here and there. So you may also write, Jane is roughly almost my height. Or she is roughly as tall as me. Number 3. A modern mobile phone has almost as many functions as a computer. That means they are roughly the same, maybe a few functions, maybe less or more. So these are approximates or words to show that there is not much difference about whatever we are talking. For example, 78.99%. Now instead of using or saying the numbers after the decimal, we may just say approximately 80%. Now why do we say 80% and not 100%? We have to go to the nearest round off number. Now number 80 is near 78.99, which is around 79. So we can say 80%. We cannot say approximately 70%, otherwise it will become almost 9% less than the number that we have. In the same way, if we are talking about money or rupees or currency, we could say 34.80 rupees. But instead of saying that, we could say roughly rupees 35, because we are just 20 paise short of 35 rupees. 31.22, we can write just about 30%. We cannot write 35% or 25%, otherwise the difference would be a lot of almost 5%. Now 9.40%, it is just over, it is just a little more than 9%. Now if the same number was 9.6, as soon as we cross 0.5, we need to round off to the next digit. Yes, but when it is less, that is less than 0.5, then we have to round off to 9. So it is just over 9%. If the same number was 9.7 or 9.8, then we could say that it is just under 10%. Just as you can see in the next example, 9.88%, we could write just under 10%. Similarly, if we are talking about the number of students in a class, so we can say that the total number of students is 50. Of them, 47 students gave the homework or did the homework. So we can say almost all the students, because we are only 3 short of 50. Or we can also say practically all the students gave their homework or did their homework and only 3 didn't do. The next example is, if only 25 students out of 50 students handed in their homework, then we can say half the class or 50% of the class. So this is just a better way of talking about figures that we have. We may have pie diagrams, or we may have numbers, percentages like this. The next thing is that we have on our slide is a quarter. Now a quarter means 1/4 or 25%. So if we have a figure 25%, we could write a quarter. Or if we have 75%, we could write 3/4. These are just various ways in which we can improve our writing skill. Some more examples. 99% marks. Now if a student has scored 99% marks, we can say Amit scored almost 100%. He was just 1% short of 100. If a person weighs 69 kilograms, we can say that man practically weighs 70 kilos or kilograms. Practically, just almost. 48 students, we could say there are almost or roughly 50 students in the class. Or if we have to speak about money, rupees 10,980 rupees, then it would be a very, very long sentence. So we can write the cost of this mobile is around rupees 11,000. Now why did we write 11,000? Because we are only 20 rupees short of 11,000. We cannot write 10,000, otherwise we are 980 rupees short of 11,000. Next, 31%. Now we can say just over 30%. That means we just reduced 1%. So you can just round, sorry, we reduced only 1%. So we can say it is just over 30%. We are just 1% more. That means just over 30% children like mathematics. 29.98%. It means we are just under 30%, almost 30% children like biology. Now please let us take care of pronunciation. It is not biology, it is biology, sociology, psychology. It is ology. So when we repeat these words or pronounce these words, we need to be little careful. Exercise 1 on page number 12. We need to underline 5 approximates that have been given in the paragraph, and the first approximate has been underlined for us. Let us read this exercise on page number 12. Do you listen to music regularly? It has been calculated that a teenager listens to music for about 2 hours a day. Just remember that until roughly 100 years ago, the only music people heard was live music, that is, singing at home, in a place of worship, or more rarely in concerts. Today, you can hear music almost everywhere, in shopping centers, on board planes, even outside in public places. On nearly every journey I take by public transport, I can hear music from other people's MP3 players. And did you know that around 40% of popular modern music lyrics are romantic? That means we should not misuse the things that we have in our hands. Yes, music is good for us, but make sure that we do not use it or listen to it all the time. Now that is not the point. The point is we have to underline approximates like about. And other approximates that we have seen are almost, practically, roughly, around, just, over, just under, almost. So these are the ones that we can underline in this exercise. Exercise 2, page number 13. Look at the pictures and rewrite the sentences using the words in brackets. We do not have pictures in the slides, but we have them in our books. But don't worry, even though we don't have pictures, the sentences are clear enough and we will be able to do our work. Example, it is 3:58 p.m. That means it is nearly 4. We are only 2 minutes short of 4. So we can write, it is nearly 4 o'clock. Now many times we have used this o'clock, but we do not know the meaning of the apostrophe, or why do we say o'clock? O'clock means of. That means 4 of the clock. If you see the clock, then the hands are on 4 and 12. So it is 4 of the clock. Exercise 2 on page number 12. This is the exercise that you need to do in your notebooks. The building is 99 years old. So instead of 99, we can use the words around and 100. Number 2, the shirt cost $16 before, but now it costs $8.25. How much is it? Our cues are practically and half price. So we need to use practically and half price in the latter part of our sentence, or the second part of the sentence. Now it costs $8.25. Only this sentence will change, not the first part. Number 3, 4,980 people have visited the museum. That means almost 5,000. We are only 20 people short of 5,000, and that is why we have taken 5,000. Number 4, he is 1.52 meters tall. So what we need to use are roughly and 1.5. Why? Because it is 1.5. I'm sure this is not very difficult. See the next two sentences. Sorry, exercise 3, page number 14. The first one is done for you. We have to use the approximates given in brackets. My brother Ricky is 4 years, 11 months and 2 weeks old. Now this is very, very difficult and a very long way to write about age. So how can we write this sentence? We can write it like, my brother Ricky is almost 5 years old. Number 2, he is 102 centimeters tall. So we have to use approximately. Yes? So please remember 102, how can we write it? Don't write 90, don't write 110 because the difference will become too much. Number 3, he weighs 19 kilograms. Now it is nearer to which round off digit? We need to think of it and use the word practically. Number 4, he loves routines and on 6 days a week he does the same things. How many days are there in 1 week? This is the cue, and we do a task for 6 days regularly. So what should be the word that we use with nearly? Think and write. Number 5, he gets up at 6:32 every morning. How can we write the time here? 6:32, around, and then see what time we can mention here. Number 6, he has the same food for breakfast and would like to wear the same clothes every day, but my mother makes him change them. And on the other day of the week, my parents make him stay in bed until 6:58 a.m., which is when we all get up. We have to change only the last sentence. Alright? So change the time. How will we write it? Now some more pronunciation practice in number 7. It is not breakfast, it is breakfast. Again, breakfast. Next is clothes. Now we make a difference. We need to see clothes is the use it when we use this word for stitched clothes. But when we go to a shop and you buy the dress material which is yet to be stitched, then we write cloth, no es. So clothes, stitched material, your dresses; cloth is unstitched. All right. So I'm sure we have learnt this pronunciations today. Now our homework. Complete exercise 1, 2 and 3 on pages 12, 13 and 14. Thank you.